American bishops are meeting this week in Washington to tackle issues like racism, immigration, and the opioid crisis. The theme of the gathering is Building Community, a call to the common good. Activities include advocacy training, lectures, and a trip to Capitol Hill to talk with lawmakers. Joining us now is Bishop David Talley from the meeting here in Washington, D.C. He serves on the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops Committee on Domestic Justice and Human Development. He's also the Bishop of the Diocese of Alexandria, Louisiana. Your Excellency, what do you hope to accomplish with this social ministry meeting?
Well, this is my first meeting. I've come here primarily as the chair of the Catholic Campaign for Human Development, and I want to see how our work is understood by all of the participants here. But also, as a bishop, I want to see the gathering of men and women, young and seniors, together in the social ministry of the church and how we are consolidating our love for the Lord Jesus and how we put the mandate of serving the needs of others into practice.
Sure, and that seems so fundamental. Tell me, what do you say to Catholics who think the bishops should focus on fundamental issues like abortion and the family rather than issues related to social justice? Why is social justice so important?
Well, the issues you mentioned are important, but our focus as disciples of the Lord Jesus, as His missionary disciples, is on the dignity of the human person and every phase of the person's life, from the moment of conception to the last breath of natural life, and everything in between. So this is focusing on the God's gift of each human person and how, as disciples of Jesus, we are called to care for our neighbor.
Sure, and tomorrow, like I said, it's a busy week this week, and tomorrow participants will be visiting lawmakers on Capitol Hill. It's an advocacy day. Bishop, what issues will you be lobbying for?
My brothers and sisters who will be advocating for every issue that touches on our agenda of lifting up the human person. There are multiple issues, life, the dignity of life, the questions of immigration, the question of housing, of racism, all the issues that are part of the social fabric of the country that Christ will bring a healing touch to, we want to advocate for.
Sure. So, like I said, so many important issues that you guys will be talking about. I also want to switch gears here. Bishop Talley, you have a very interesting story of your own conversion. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Well, like every conversion of every person, it's an extraordinary story. Every one of your viewers know that about their own faith, their faith journey. Mine is very complicated, but in essence it's this. I walked away as best a teenager could when I was about 13, 14 from religion because of racism. I grew up in the segregated South, and though I had great experiences in the church that I grew up in, racism was not talked about. In fact, segregation was talked about as biblical, with one person in particular, and I walked away from that because I had listened to Dr. Martin Luther King, and he spoke Jesus in the way I knew was alive and true. I walked away from faith. I came back to faith in college when someone gave me a book of Thomas Merton, The Seven-Story Mountain. And I read that book, and it was as if he were reading my mind and my heart. And from that, I read everything he wrote and his bibliography. And then I found a priest asking about the Catholic Church and how I could be a member of that church.
Such a powerful story, and to hear the influence that Martin Luther King and so many people had on you, and obviously our faith teaching about Jesus Christ and how every person is made in the image and likeness of God. So powerful story. Bishop David Talley from the Committee on Domestic Justice and Human Development at the Bishops' Conference. Thanks so much for telling us about it.
You're welcome, and God bless your viewers and all that EWTN does for the church.